How's it going, Todd? Hey, North 64. How's it going? What are you guys up to tonight? Just ate? How's it going, Kenny? Long time no see. Jason Berg watching the Brewers. I didn't know they're on tonight. I suppose it's a bad time to do my live stream when the Brewers are playing. In Cincy. Okay. Yeah, I haven't been able to watch them yet this year, but they're doing excellent. Yelich is a beast. Oh, I just got a notification. Watch live. Cubs versus Braves. I don't care about the Cubs versus Braves. How's it going, Bug House? Just hanging out in the shop, working on my boat, he says. Okay. In the sun for 3 days and nothing. How's the flooding going on lakes by you? Not too bad. Not too bad at all. The rivers are kind of high. Not too bad too. I mean, there's a lot of ice out there yet. I had a buddy this past week. He goes out every year around this time at least once, and he picks up trash after people, and he picks up old tip-ups and stuff that are left in there, and he drilled some holes, and he said he had anywhere between 28 and 30 inches of ice on every hole that he drilled. So there's a lot of ice out there yet. Anyone fishing? I haven't been. No. Possibly doing some sucker fishing within the next week or so. Maybe next week. Maybe yet this week. I don't know. Nah. What have I been up to? Well, I mean, I guess other than when I have the kid every day, Wednesdays are usually my days to be able to get stuff done around the house here. So Wednesday I shoveled a lot of snow that I had banked up in the driveway where I plowed one of my snow piles there. I shoveled that a lot in the driveway, get some of that to melt. Then I shoveled off the back deck, which had a ton of snow on it. Shoveled that all off. Got my smokers up there, as you guys seen in the video. What else did we do? Oh, well, you might notice here, this couch is different. This is the couch that we had up in the living room. It's a big sectional couch here, and we swapped that out with the one that was down here. And did that, rearranged the living room a little bit. Pretty busy last Wednesday, and obviously worked all weekend, and then got the kid again today. So been pretty busy. We're making some changes here around the house. My wife is planning on changing her job coming up here in a couple months too, so that's going to be a little different. Then I won't be home with the kid all the time. She'll be around the house here, so that'll be nice. Dells. All the ice is gone on the Wisconsin River is high and flowing like crazy. Oh, waiting for the lake to open. Just bought a pontoon. There you go. What kind of pontoon is it? I wish I had kept my pontoon. I had one for a while. Never even had it out. It was a decent pontoon though. Pontoon would be awesome where I live. I don't know why I sold it. I guess I needed the cash at the time probably. But yeah. I mean, the Chetek chain here is awesome in the summertime if you have a pontoon, especially like during Liberty Fest, the 4th of July. You can hit like, how many bars are there on the Chetek chain? You got Pokegama, you got Reds, you got Gilligan's, you got Wolf's Den. That's just on the water. Reds. Yeah, so you got those four that are just on the water, and then you got Liberty Fest, you got the fireworks and the Hydroflight show and all that stuff going on. Pretty good time. Beach Bash. Yeah, there's lots of bears being seen around here too. Lots of critters getting hit on the roads. Just like a 5-mile stretch on my drive to work, there's 5 dead coon and a dead bald eagle on the side of the road, and there's been a wolf spotted right in one of those fields there in that 5-mile stretch 2 nights in a row this past weekend by one of my coworkers. How's it going, Dells? You guys planning on getting out doing any turkey hunting or anything? Or is everybody just waiting for season opener? I got 3rd season. Okay. Watching the Brewers spank the Reds. Yeah. What's the score right now? I didn't even know what time they started. I didn't even know they were playing tonight. I'm gonna have to check it out after this. I'm gonna try. I only have antenna here, but I'm thinking about purchasing the app where I can watch all the games, like all the MLB games. 3-0, nice. Yeah, they're good. They're good right now. Hopefully we can make a run at it again this year. I actually got a TV set up here down here in the basement now, so I can get something watch TV down here too now. One of my wife's coworkers had a 55-inch Philips smart TV that she had bought on Black Friday, and she's going off to college and I don't have room for it in her dorm room, so I bought it from her for $150. I couldn't pass up that deal. That'll go good in my man cave. Yeah, Yelich is awesome. I mean, I don't know crap about baseball. I've been wanting to get back into it for a few years. I used to watch it religiously, literally every game. I was a Braves fan then, just for no reason. Just the Brewers are kind of irrelevant, and nobody was really a baseball fan that I had for friends or anything. So I'm a Braves fan, and they had Chipper Jones and Greg Maddux and stuff back then. I used to watch every single game, and then I kind of just quit following baseball, and yeah, but I've been wanting to get back into it for a few years. I just haven't. So I think this year I'm going to start following the Brewers a little more. Lots of critters at work. High water equals. They go the highest ground, which is usually the RR tracks. Yeah. We need some Packer news coming out too. Packers are kind of dead right now. I'm afraid they might have made a couple mistakes too with that free agency. Turns out they don't have as much money as everybody had thought they would. They've only got like 13.5 million left in cap space, and they're estimating that assuming we keep all of our draft picks, that the rookies coming in are going to take up over 10 million of that 13 million. So we're going to be in a tight spot there. But I don't know if it's Nick Perry's going to come off the books yet or how that works. But yeah, and I'm anticipating them re-signing Mo Wilkerson too as soon as he can pass a physical. I assume that's why they haven't re-signed him yet, or anybody else has it too. I assume he's not ready for his physical yet after that injury last year. What do I think of Matthews and Cobb gone from the Packers? Matthews, he gets a bad rap because he's not getting his name called every play like he used to. He's not getting the sacks like he used to, but he's a huge difference maker when he's out there on the field. Whether he's taking double teams, like last year, you've seen a lot of Pettin calling middle linebacker blitzes. So you got guys like Oren Burks and maybe not Oren Burks, but Blake Martinez coming through on middle linebacker blitzes and stuff. That's because Clay Matthews picked up a lot of double teams and holds his guy down. So players like Blake Martinez and whoever else is blitzing, and Pettin, he didn't do a ton of it last year, but he runs a lot of exotic blitz packages. So guys are getting free, and Clay Matthews picks up a lot of those double teams because it's Clay Matthews, and he's a huge difference maker. Just because he's not filling up the stat sheet, he's out there making a huge difference on the defense. So it does hurt to see him go. And Randall Cobb, he's always injured too. I mean, Clay Matthews, he's had a injury, history too, but Randall Cobb's been really bad. And when he's out there though, he's a playmaker, definitely a difference maker. His chemistry with Rodgers you can't replace, but I'm not too sad to see him go because both of the guys, they make big paychecks, that just allows us to pick up more guys like all these defenders that we picked up. But getting rid of Randall Cobb, that's just going to give like Equanimity St. Brown, MVS, those guys more snaps, more playing time. Jake Kummerow, those guys are going to get on the field more, and they're going to progress, and they're going to get chemistry with Rodgers. And those three guys, I think, have a higher ceiling than Randall Cobb ever did. So I'm pretty excited about it. And you watch ESPN, they always say that, it's just Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams on the offense. There's nobody else. Well, you got Aaron Rodgers, yeah. You got Devontae Adams. You got Jimmy Graham. You got Equanimity St. Brown, who's got a lot of potential. You got Marquez Valdez-Scantling. You got Mercedes Lewis, who was not used at all last year, only in run blocking, which is a whole nother story about the coaching last year about, okay, here comes Mercedes Lewis. They literally only bring him in on running plays. So, okay, what are the Packers going to do now? Here comes Mercedes Lewis. It's going to be a run, and they're running this formation. So that really narrows it down too. Like, okay, what run plays do they run out of this formation? We've been watching tape on it all week. And then, Aaron Jones still averages 6 yards a carry, which is a miracle behind that offensive line that's only built for pass blocking. And then, you got all these young receivers. Kummerow, he was injured most of the year. We got a lot of weapons on offense. Aaron Jones, Jamal Williams. There's a lot of weapons there. So I just shake my head every time I hear somebody say that it's just Devontae Adams. Bears, Bears, Bears. Are you a Bears fan, Pike Lake Kenny? It's going to be tough this year. I think they might have taken a little step back from last year. I hope so, anyways. April Fools. There you go. I think the Bears are taking a step back from last year, though. They obviously lost their defensive coordinator. They lost their safety. They lost a corner. They just traded away Jordan Howard. They got Cordell Patterson. I don't know what else big moves they got. They got Chuck Pagano as their defensive coordinator. I don't think he's gonna. He might do okay, but I don't think he's a Vic Fangio. The Vikings too have taken a step back. They cannot pay anybody. They had coming into the offseason, the only team that had less money than the Vikings was the Buccaneers. They had the second least amount of money to spend, and they lost a lot of guys. How's it going, Wisconsin Outlook? Good luck. What are you fishing for if you feel like typing to us? Yeah, so it should be a good year for Wisconsin sports anyways. The Badgers didn't do that hot in the tournament. Badgers didn't do that hot in the tournament. Brewers look excellent. Bucks obviously got the best record in the NBA right now. Should be the first seed going into the playoffs. Packers should be improved. I expect the Packers to run the ball a lot more this year. I think it's the only Wisconsin guys that get in here, if I'm not mistaken. Seems like it, anyways. So I hope I'm not boring. If there is somebody in here out of state, let me know. Probably boring the heck out of everybody with all this Wisconsin sports talk. I don't know why we got like almost 1,500 subscribers on the channel, but we don't get very many people in here in the live streams. Trying to get panfish for a video, but it's not going great. Got a few bass of the weekend, but I'm not technically supposed to be fishing for them. Yeah, I was always confused on that, if you were allowed to catch and release or not. But a buddy of mine actually just called the DNR to ask them the other day, and I was thinking you weren't supposed to fish for them at all, and the DNR said, yeah, no, you're not supposed to fish for them at all. Hope they can do something with the run game. Yeah. I'm thinking this new head coach, I'm thinking he's going to want to run the ball a lot more. It's kind of seems to be pointing that direction with his track record, that they're going to run the ball a lot. He's had pretty good backs where he's been at, though, so I actually anticipate them to do something in the run game. They'll probably pick up at least one more running back, probably in the draft. Give Aaron a break, too, yeah. Well, it's crazy. I was watching an argument on ESPN and about how Rodgers throws the ball away so much and stuff. And the guy said that if you watch any 50 plays from any 50 snaps or something from one of Rodgers' games this year, and you watch the receivers, that they're maybe open 2 times during the game. All those completions that Rodgers made this last year, he was literally just scrambling around, waiting for somebody to come open one, or he's putting it in the exact perfect spot to where only the receiver can get it, or he's throwing them open. I mean, that's all of Rodgers' completions. That's all he's had to work with. And that's just, there's nothing on the receivers, I don't think, so much as it is on the scheme, the play calls, that is a spread offense, and that's kind of ancient technology in the NFL. And it's no secret to, other teams how to stop it. And for the last few years, I mean, I think since Jordy's ACL injury that he had a few years ago, that year that we got blown out by the Broncos on Monday Night Football that year, none of our receivers could get open, and it's been the same story ever since. Even when we had Jordy back, our offense was a little better, but that's just, I think that was the chemistry between Rodgers and Jordy there that we did good the year after. But it's been kind of the same story, that we never get any guys open. So hopefully a new scheme and fresh mind in there at head coach will make a huge difference that way. Is the snow gone yet? Just about. Not too much left. it's going to be cooler this week than what it has been, but like I think starting this weekend or something, it's going to be pretty warm here. I think Sunday is going to be like 67 degrees or something last time I looked. The Winnebago system, almost everything is open year round, but I'm on a pond that's not connected, unfortunately. Humboldt County is almost all gone. Hi, folks. How's it going, Beefy? Yeah, Pike Lake Kenny, that's about all we got left here, too, is snowbanks. Not too much left. St. Croix River is flooding pretty bad. Yeah, I haven't been up there around that area in a while, but yeah, the rivers here are high. They're not, I wouldn't say they're flooding, but they're pretty high. Sucker should be running too, but it's going to be a nightmare trying to get our baits to stick to the bottom. The rivers are running that fast. How much ice is left? Yeah, my buddy said last week there was like 28 to 30 inches here on the Chautauqua chain yet, so maybe a little less than that now. Wisconsin River isn't high, but down by Portage it is. Okay. Actually, seen a Facebook video earlier today. Speaking of flooding, the Nebraska situation, Facebook video, a bunch of guys from Wisconsin delivering hay bales over to some of the farmers and stuff out there in Nebraska. I thought that was pretty cool. A whole bunch of trucks on the side of the road. They all had American flags and Wisconsin flags on the hay bales. That was pretty cool. All right, we got to get to the questions here quick. Wisconsin Outlook asked all the questions this week. My favorite smallmouth bait. I wish I would have grabbed it ahead of time so I could show you guys. Because I got one of them. It's an older wooden bait with the head kind of hollowed out, no lip on it. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about yay long. The head of it is painted red, and the rest of it's actually, I think I got. Hang on. Never mind. I thought it was down here, but it's not. Okay, so my favorite smallmouth bait, the little wooden bait, the head kind of hollowed out on the top. It's got a red head and a white body, and no lip on it or anything. So when you cast it, it floats, and then when you reel it, it just goes subsurface about yay far, and it flutters back and forth in the water like that. Anyhow, that's my favorite smallmouth bait. I caught a lot of smallmouth off that thing on the river, and then yeah, actually my biggest smallmouth I ever caught was on that bait too, so I really like that one. I don't know what it's called or anything. It's an older time bait. I wish I would have grabbed it and show you guys. You guys might be able to think of what I'm talking about. Ever thought about having a native fish aquarium? I had one probably 3 years ago. It was a 55 gallon. What did I have in there? I had bluegills in there. I had crappies in there for sure. I had perch in there. I think that might have been it. I think it maybe had a little bass in there at one point. And it was pretty cool. I had it for like a year, and then a lot of the fish died, but I had these two bluegills in there. They lasted a long time. They lasted a year in there, and then just one day I noticed them dead. What the hell happened to them? They seemed healthy and everything, and they just died. But yeah, I'd feed them. I'd go to the bait shop and take my minnow bucket and feed them scoops of crappie minnows, and I'd feed them waxies and stuff, which is weird because, I mean, in my opinion, and probably some of your guys too, that if you throw waxies in there and you got crappies and bluegills in there, that you would think the bluegills would eat the waxies, and if you throw crappie minnows in there and you got crappies and bluegills in there, that the crappies would eat the minnows. It's complete opposite. The bluegills would go for the minnows every time, and the crappies would go for the waxies every time. And they would not touch, like a bluegill, they would not touch a waxie, and the crappie would not touch a minnow. It was weird. You'd think it'd be the opposite. So yeah, and those things they're messy, really hard to clean. Having native fish in an aquarium is really messy. They make a big mess in there. Really cool though. And I kept the water crystal clean, but the gravel and stuff, I didn't have an under gravel system in my aquarium, so the gravel is pretty nasty. If you stirred up the gravel just a little bit, all kinds of shit float up. It was gross. And night fishing versus day fishing. He asked what my opinion is, which one I prefer. And I have to say, well, I mean, I like evening fishing the most, for sure. Morning fishing is pretty good too. But if you're counting morning and evening towards daytime, and then obviously nighttime versus nighttime, or for nighttime, that, yeah, definitely have to go daytime. Although, you can get on good catfish and good walleye and stuff like that at nighttime. If I lived on the lake, I'd probably prefer night fishing, but since I don't live on the lake, it's definitely daytime anyways. Almost lost our boat. Daniel, Wisconsin River is really high up here. Oh, we already read that. Beef prices are going to go through the roof with the severe winter we had and the flooding. Yeah, that could be true. Can't hear the stream. Is it River Runt? That does sound familiar, Wisconsin Outlook. I'll have to look it up. So I shoot a lot of deer. Seems bluegill are more aggressive than crappie, so that might be why. That could be. Those bluegills, they'd go nuts. They'd eat so many, the scales would start popping off. I'd throw 100 crappie minnows in there at one time, and yeah, their scales start popping off. They'd eat so many of them. Has anybody got any more questions before we cut this off here? We're just about to the half-hour mark. We're going to keep them at a half hour here for a little while. Also, I wanted to bring up to you guys, too, about, I mean, there's only 6 people in here right now, but coming up here soon, I would like to do another slideshow, possibly, if you guys are interested, now that it's kind of springtime and ice fishing is nearing its end for most people. So if you guys want to submit a bunch of ice fishing photos from the winter or something like that, we can do that if you guys want to. And you guys know how to do it from last time, I would think. You just go on the Northwoods, Wisconsin, either one of the Facebook pages, and post me your photos. If you're not on any form of social media, you can email them to me. If you want my email, just comment in the video, or comment in the video after it uploads, and I'll get you my email address. I think Todd's done that before. Yeah, so if you guys want to do that, if we can get a ton of them, like Wisconsin Outlook, if you got 100 photos, I'll put every damn one of them in there. The longer the video, the better, I think. It really helped last time too with my watch time minutes, I believe. So that was a big plus for the page there. It was pretty awesome seeing all your guys' photos. Are people still ice fishing up here? No. I can't tell you the last time I seen somebody out in the lake. Careful what you wish for. Okay. Alrighty, guys, we're at a half-hour mark here, so we're going to cut it off.